Afternoon, everybody. So what I'm planning on doing today, by the way, Jake with Michigan Yak, that paddle holder I was talking about, I'm probably gonna make that real quick. So it looks like this paddle shaft is 1.14 inches, and the PVC I have an 1.25 or 1.5 inches. I'll go with 1.5 inches probably, and it is 1.56 internal diameter. So what I'll do is I'll chop 2 pieces off, melt them a little bit, flare them out, probably roll the edge a little bit, give that a bit of a flare too. That way I can just push the paddle into it along the tracks that reach both the front and the back. So we're gonna just get at it, because I'm sick of this thing falling in the water. Okay, just cut 2, relatively similar in length, doesn't really matter. Again, they will be a hole put in here. Then I'm going to melt it, and I'm going to cut it with just plain scissors once it's melted, and then I'll open it up, and I'll show you that here in a second. Walmart special. I throw it on 450. If it's cold, I'll probably do 10 minutes. But basically what that does is it heats it up, and then the ends will get a little bit brown, and it'll get pliable enough to actually cut and then kind of flare out a bit. It's a Black & Decker cheapie. Okay, this is relatively pliable enough. I'll just snip it right down the center here, like that, and kind of flare it out a bit, and then hold it. Push that down so it's got a little bit of a flat area. Kind of like that. Push it down a little bit. This is a Lincoln electric welding glove, so I mean it's handling the heat really, really well. And we just kind of hold it, and eventually it'll take shape. I may have to trim that a little bit, but should do the job. Okay. Number 2, pliable. I'm gonna cut it. These are just standard fabric scissors, I guess you'd call them. And hold it, flare it out a little bit, hold it like that. Probably like that. I just kind of blow on it. This first one I installed already, and it pops in really nicely, actually. Basically, just a little bit of pressure. It doesn't sit like that. So gotta pop it a little bit and it pops in. Then the back one, obviously, I'll need to angle it a little bit to get that fully seated in there. Alright, this is the finished product. It's relatively flexible, good enough to pull in and out, push in and out. With a little bit of resistance at least. I'll probably still heat these up and roll them down a little bit to give them more of a nice lip. This here needs to come together a little bit more, but it still pops in and out real nice. Coming along. And these videos aren't designed to really say that Midwest Watercraft Company did a bad job designing this. I'm just really picky. And to be honest with you, a lot of these designers don't fish the way every single fisherman does. For example, I'll never use this rod holder because I'm right-handed, and I'll always have one of these rods in my hand, so my net will go in that rod holder. So this can be covered up while my paddle is stowed, and this is really tight. It's nice and tight, actually.